Hello and a very warm greetings from my side. I would like to begin this presentation by introducing myself. I am Narmata M and I am pursuing my final year of BTech Mechanical Engineering in Shastra University, Tanjore. So this presentation is made as a part of my assignment on the subject managerial economics. And before beginning this presentation, I would like to apologize in advance if you're finding my voice weird because I'm not keeping well and I'm having extremely and like very bad cold. So please adjust with whatever voice I'm having right now. So topic I chose for this assignment or for this presentation is demand forecasting. And this presentation would focus primarily on the factors involved in demand forecasting, the purpose of forecasting, or why do we want forecasting to be done. Then, what should be the factors or the conditions that economist or managerial economist, to be specific, should focus on while presenting a demand forecasting. And then we will also see some methods of demand forecasting in this presentation. So, what is demand forecasting or why do we need a demand forecasting? To answer this question, let me put it this way. So, in order to produce the right quantity or the required quantity at the right time for a firm, and then also to include all the various factors that would affect the production of the firm, including the raw materials, the equipment, the machine, the accessories, the labors, building, cost, etc. Demand forecasting would be important, or it would be easy if we do a demand forecasting to meet all these criteria at the right time and at the right quantity. So, what are the factors involved in demand forecasting? The first factor or the first point that we should focus on while doing a demand forecasting would be the duration, the time duration. Do we want it long term or do we want it short term? And depending on the firm, the industry, or the product for which the demand forecasting is done, this might vary because we do not want a short term demand forecasting while the product is going to be in the longer run or vice versa. So this factor should be the major point to think about before starting a demand forecasting. Then second factor would be at what level are we doing this forecasting? Are we doing it at a macro level or are we doing it at the industry level or are we doing it at the firm level? Then comes at what like after deciding this, then we can go ahead and check whether do we want this demand forecasting to be general or should it be specific. And by specific I mean should it be product wise or other factors. And then we will see whether the forecasting is done for a new product or are we doing it for a well established product. And when we are deciding this, then we will go and look into how we are doing this forecasting. Then when we are doing a specific or a product demand forecasting, we will see what type of product are we doing this forecasting for. It is a consumer product or is it a producer good or is it a consumer durable goods. We will also see special factors that would come into this product, and we will see the market risk, the other uncertainty that are involved for the particular product for which we will do demand forecasting. Then, why do we want a forecasting? What is the major purpose of doing a demand forecasting? First, we will look into the purpose of short term forecasting. This short term forecasting would help us determine the production scheduling. It will help us reducing the cost of purchasing the raw materials. It will help us determining the appropriate price policy, setting sales target and establishing controls and incentives, and involving a suitable advertising and promotional campaign. Forecasting short-term financial requirement as well. Now we will see for long-term forecasting. This involves planning a new unit or expansion of an existing unit. We will also plan long-term financial requirements with this, planning other manpower requirements, etc. So now, what should or how should a economist, managerial economist, present a forecast to his management? He should make the forecast easy so that everyone present in the management would be able to understand it in the simplest way. It should he should avoid using vague generalities and should be specific to the product or the industry that the forecasting is focused upon. It will always pinpoint the major assumption and sources. Also, he should be able to possibly point out the margin of error and should avoid making undue qualifications, omit details about methodology and calculation as not everyone would understand it properly, and he should make best use of graphs and charts so that people would understand it easily. Now we will come into the methods of demand forecasting. We will focus on surveyors of buyer's intention. That would be one method. Delphi method would be another and a very useful and majorly used method. The third one would be expert opinion. We also have collective opinion. We have naive models. And we also have smoothing techniques which involves all these factors. But due to time constraint, I'm not focusing on this particular technique here. So we will see the methods one by one. First would be through statistical techniques. This will help in understanding the better judgment of what we want. So surveys of buyer's intention, which is also called as opinion surveys, which would come in handy when the customers are industrial producers. But this would not help us when we are doing forecasting for household consumers. Second method is Delphi method, which will consist an effort to arrive at a consensus in an uncertain area by questioning a group of experts again and again until the result appears to converge along a single line of the issues causing the disagreement or clearly defined. This method was developed by Rand Corporation of the USA in 1940 by Olaf Helmer, Dalkey and Gordon. And this is a very major method that is used in technological forecasting. And these are the advantages of Delphi method. So it saves time, it helps in maintenance of anonymity, and the limitation will include the panelists should be very knowledgeable in what they are doing, and the it should be objective in their job, possess ample ability to be able to conceptualize to the problems for discussion. The third one would be expert opinion, which is also called as hunch method. This is done by asking the opinion of experts in the field, and that would be taken into consideration to do the forecasting. Advantages are it is a very simple and quick method. There is no danger or group thinking mentality here because all the people involved are experts here. The fourth method would be collective opinion method, where people come together and collectively make opinions for the forecasting, which is also called as Salesforce polling. And advantages of this method are again it's very simple and which is it's based on first-hand knowledge and very useful for new product forecasting. The advantage would be it would be completely subjective and it would this would be only useful for short-term forecasting, and they would not the people who are giving the opinion might not be aware of broader economic changes. The fifth method is naive forecasting, which is based exclusively on the historical observation of sales. They do not explain the underlying causal relationship which produces the variable being forecast. Advantages are these are inexpensive to develop, store, and operate. And the major disadvantage is does not consider any possible causal relationship that underlie the forecast variable. The three different name models are as given below. We can see them here. Okay, so thank you so much for being patient and listening to me. Hope you understand what I was trying to convey through my presentation. Thank you and have a good day.